Yes, sir. Welcome back or welcome to Thoughts of a Predicate Winner. This is a channel where we react to, review, and break down any and all things music. We predominantly look into the do it yourself, independent, underground hip hop artists. That's the ones that we admire the most over here. That's the ones that we really dive into. And in that grind, I was introduced to South Africa's hip hop lane about about a year ago, maybe a little less, when the Four Horsemen joint dropped. Shout out to Stogie, shout out to C, shout out to Mags, shout out to Aries. All four of them are crazy dope MCs, bro. Like blew my mind. I had no idea that that level of talent was out there. I thought to myself, like, how could this level of talent be out there and I don't know who they are? In the reactions to all of these guys that I've been doing, I have found from the fans, shout out to the South Africa hip hop fan base, also crazy in a dope way. They told me about the TSWYZA show. Now, I was intrigued because you know how we do hip hop media in the States. You got Sway, you got Kev, you got Just Incredible, you have, of course, Funkmaster Flex. You have all of these guys that do hip hop media. Shout out to Angie Martinez, one of the dopest. Joe Budden. You got all these guys that do like hip hop media over here, Rory and Maul. And I was thinking to myself, like, as an American, if I was going to show somebody American hip hop, why I wouldn't be having them go and like look up, you know what I'm saying, like Sway in the morning. That just was my thought. That was what I was thinking. Well, I did a reaction to the TSWYZA show about 2 weeks ago, and my mind was blown. The way that they do it out there is like, all right, so Sway, he does interviews, and then he'll have you do like 5 Fingers of Death. You know what I mean? Or he'll have you do a freestyle. Bootleg Kev will interview you, and if you feel like doing a freestyle, you can drop a freestyle. Just Incredible is mainly a freestyle channel. So I could understand saying like, yo, check out Nasty C on the TSWYZA show. You know what I'm saying? That would have made sense to me. But like, just, yo, check out Sway in the morning. I would never do that, right? All right. After I did that reaction, totally understood. I got it. I understand why y'all wanted to do it now. First of all, TSWYZA raps. Second of all, it's not interview then rap. It's interview while rapping. It's the dopest thing that I've seen in hip hop media in a decade. It's a really dope idea. I wish that we did it in the States too. And just tip your hat and nod and salute. Yo, TSWYZA show started this. Now we're doing it. I wish. You know what I mean? Because it would be super dope to see a bunch of the MCs out here do the same thing. Like, imagine T.I. doing that. Imagine 50 doing, 50 in his prime doing that. Imagine M doing that. Imagine Nas. Like, I just think that it would be super dope. It's a super dope production. And it just makes me want to get behind South Africa rap even more. So, we're fixing to get into Zulu Mecca's TSWYZA show. And I'm really excited about this one because I'm familiar with Zulu already. And now I'm familiar with the show. And I already know what this is going to be, man. So if y'all are ready to get into it, I've been spewing for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's get into it. But before we do, if you'll take 2 seconds, just make sure you click that like button and the subscribe button. You guys, South Africa, you guys can help me get to my goal. This year's goal was 20,000. I'm almost there, and I'm halfway through. I'm already about to hit 18,000. I just need you guys to click that subscribe button for me. Help me reach my goal. I appreciate you so much, man. I want to celebrate this with everybody. I can't believe where I'm at, man, because of you guys and y'all's support. Unfortunately, there's still about 40% of y'all that continue to come back, watch the channel, and never click the button for whatever reason. I hope today can be the day that I earn that. All right? Y'all ready to get into it? Let's go, baby. This is Zulu Mecca on the TSWYZA show. Little first time.
Yeah, no, hey, I get TSWYZA. Get money, I link that's a song. Get TSWYZA. Mara majita, vela le show. Get TSWYZA. Barry get TSWYZA. Wiser, ex-womanizer.
Woo! This is gonna be crazy. Shout out to Mecca.
Clear my throat, you know? Check it. Yo, welcome to another TSWYZA show, episode for your soul. Unconventional show with conversational flows. With our potential we grow, but our intent is to know our next guest. Talk to the people, yo, what it do.
That's a great introduction too, right? Like, welcome to the show. This is Soulful. It's all about getting to the roots. It's all about figuring out who this person is in the truest form of hip hop. I'll even go a branch further, right? Like in America, we got all of these people that claim that they're hip hop. They make money off of hip hop, but they don't love hip hop. They don't love rap. They don't have like a real thread of gratitude to the culture of hip hop. And they'll go up there, they'll talk about themselves, and they won't say nothing. Like this in its purest form is just so hip hop, bro. It's so hip hop.
We grow, but our intent is to know our next guest. Talk to the people, yo, what it do?
I'm a gold-tooth, silver-tongue, bronze-skinned bar spitter, carved in the form of God, lost in the fall. My pen's liable, circles around him like Venn diagrams, the fire and the brimstone of sing
Zulu
song.
Mecca.
That's crazy. That's a crazy way to start off, right? That's a crazy way to over your bars up, man. Zulu's one of them though. Every time, like the last time that I did a reaction to Zulu, I was like, she kept up with Stogie. I'll say that. Stogie, they were going, bro. It was crazy. And Stogie had one of those verses where I was like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. You got to come with your A game if you're going with like in America. That's like, you know, Nicki Minaj keeping up like lyrically with like a Nas. You know what I'm saying? That's tough to do. I'm not saying it can't be done. Nicki could do it. But it's wild to me, man. And to like open your setup like this, bro, like just off the rip, let it be known. Like, in case you were wondering, I can rap really, really well. I have that vocabulary that's gonna make your mouth drop whenever I put it into a lyrical format. And sorry, bro. Like, I love it. I love it.
Our intent is to know our next guest. Talk to the people, yo, what it do?
I'm a gold-tooth, silver-tongue, bronze-skinned bar spitter, carved in the form of God, lost in the fall. My pen's liable, circles around him like Venn diagrams, the fire and the brimstone of sing
Zulu
song.
Mecca.
Before we get, I know I just talked about this part, but I also just want to say, like, he's talking about opening it up, opening this setup, right? Where it's like, I want to get to the soul, I want to get to your roots, I want to figure out who you are. Zulu says, I am a child, basically saying like I'm a child of God that's been lost, and I have figured out. I'm on the road to redemption, figuring out my way, figuring out my path. That's what it sounds like to me. All right, let's go.
Liable, circles around him like Venn diagrams, the fire and the brimstone of sing
Zulu
song.
Mecca. It's a pleasure to meet you, I must confess. But before we get into it, can you give us your address? Not where you live, but where you're from, so we can connect your personality and character with all due respect.
Landed in OR with no bars and Joe Berg with no worth. Was so far from old urban history. Hip hop, the sole purpose, hit songs and dope verses. If not, there's no turning back. This was it for me.
Artist.
I gotta say too that like if you put Zulu in any room with anybody, she's gonna rap as well as anybody in every room. There's something to be said about that, man. I gotta champion this. I gotta keep pushing it. I gotta keep trying to push it as my channel continues to grow and my channel continues to progress. Because in the same way, like a lot of these independent artists, I love the country rappers, right? This country rap lane. I'm a big fan of that. I like to try to push them as much as I can. And the same, and if you guys are unfamiliar as the South Africa fan base, if y'all are unfamiliar with like, let's say Adam Calhoun, you should check him out, bro. I'm telling you, like a hard target. Check him out. See what you think. The sound might be a little weird to you because you're not really of that country ilk, but it like they got hip hop in them too, you know. Similar to Yellow Wolf, I guess, if I could, make a comparison that you might know. But it sounds like I'm right? Like Zulu comes from nothing, has she worked her way through the mud to get to where she is, but she had nothing. Didn't know a trade, didn't know a skill, didn't have any skills, fell in love with rap, fell in love with hip hop, fell in love with the culture, applicated it, turned it into what she could turn it into to become the person that's sitting in front of you today. And I think that saying that within the first 4 of her bars is amazing. Stoked.
It's hit songs and dope verses. If not, there's no turning back. This was it for me.
Artistic, authentic, eloquent, rhyme instant, element, prime lyricist, talented. I insist it's evident that you were prevalent when your rhyme kicks and eyes listening on Spotify and I digs it.
I dig it. Rhymes kicking. I like the multi-syllabic rhyme schemes while asking questions is some of the craziest, bro. I love this. I wish that we did this in America, man. I do. But I got to be honest with you guys. I don't think that we would do it this well because our newer hip hop acts, the people that would be getting in front of them cameras doing interviews, wouldn't be able to keep up.
That you were prevalent when your rhyme kicks and I was listening on Spotify and I digs it. Sorry, that wasn't a question, I was reflecting. But how do you define your poetic introspection? How do you align each line to meet perfection? Your resurrection of words to life is uncontested.
How do you do what I just did? That's what he just asked her, bro. It's like, listen, you're fire. I love you. How do you do this complex multisyllabic rhyme scheme, poetry, flow that makes it's so unique? Like I just kind of rhymes. And it's so unique and it's so you. Like, how do you do that? Like, what shaped it? What like to come from nothing and to not have anything in your caliber in terms of rapping is concerned, not knowing any rhymes, not having that skill set into becoming this, like how does that work? Like how do you become this? And Zulu's just laying back, chilling, cool. And I think it's funny because he's literally asking, like, how do you do this? Because while I'm doing this, I'm asking, how do you do it? That's ill.
How do you align each line to meet perfection? Your resurrection of words to life is uncontested.
To tell the truth, I'm at heaven's gate, still a featherweight. Got my wings winning wars, earn my stripes settling scores.
That's big right there. To tell the truth, I'm still a featherweight in my mind, in my eyes. I'm never perfect. I'm never too good. I can always get better. I can and practice makes. They used to say this. They used to say they still say it. Practice makes perfect, quote unquote. I say practice crafts dominance, because you can have all the talent in the world. Someone that works harder than you will achieve the success that you were meant to achieve if you don't have a work ethic. You have to put the work in order to get your talent to its top notch. You have to.
I'm a self-made heaven's gate, still a featherweight. Got my wings winning wars, earn my stripes settling scores. I'm a self-assured new fish with a battle-torn hubris. I grew fins, my catalog moved the needle 2 pins. True.
And real talk too, before she gets into the end of this, also just letting it be known that I'm a part of this, right? Like I'm from the streets. I've been to war. I've gotten, quote unquote, I've gotten bloody. I put my blood, sweat, my tears into this craft. I've settled scores. I've taken care of business. I've gone through all of the hoops and all of the struggles that y'all proclaim and that y'all pretend that you're from. I've really been through that. I've really gone through that. And that is the testament into the characterization that you see sitting in front of you today. Fire. Love that.
Shifts and patch with a battle-torn hubris. I grew fins, my catalog moved the needle 2 pins. True shifts in paradigm, past the time flipping through scripture just to get the grip to spit this vicious. Turn that inspiration into words on paper. The rest is poetry, word to my maker.
How did you get in?
Love that. I'm a Christian, so I love that. Going through scripture to sharpen my iron, to sharpen my words. That's incredible. I've never heard anybody with that testament. I went through the scriptures, not for a religious purpose, to craft, to better work my craftsmanship. I went through the scriptures to be an elite lyricist. And through the poetry, I've been able to become who I am today because I put the work in that God gave me the talent, quote unquote. I put the work in. God gave me the talent. And that's word to my maker. So giving it back to God, going through the scriptures, that's all fire. Very, very cool, man. I like this.
Turn that inspiration into words on paper. The rest is poetry, word to my maker.
How did you get in the game? Was it the acting or the rapping that played a pivotal part, sparking the heart, heating the flame? Would you rather?
I didn't realize she was an actor too. Y'all let me know what movie she's been in. And one of the most impressive feats about this to me is that, listen, we have moved so far in hip hop's 50 years plus of existence. We have moved so far away from like its original format that it's actually really disappointing. Hip hop is all about authenticity, or has been. Hip hop in its original form is all about authenticity. And I'm hearing a lot of authenticity here. It's all about self-belief when you should have nothing but self-doubt, the underdog story. I'm hearing a lot of self-belief here. I'm liking this a lot, guys. I love it.
Acting or the rapping that play, the pivotal part sparking the heart, heating the flame. Would you rather your name be known for character playing, or rather insane bars you be killing on stage?
I'm half
Good
songs, half
question.
acts, still never play by the book. And all bars and characters still Mecca by hook or crook. I'm honored to put my foot in the door, never been shy. Only way to live is with my fingers in every pie. The music was always there, the raps improved over years. The acting wasn't a question, I'm straddling both careers. Cause when there's money to be made, picky never gets to eat. Put the time in every day and now it's effortless to me.
Multi-award
Put the time in every day and now it's effortless to me. Wrap in all of these factors into one cocoon, bro, and you're gonna come out a butterfly. If you got the talent, if God gives you a talent, you figure out that you have a talent. You don't have the skills yet, but you know you got a talent. You know that it's God given. You give that glory to God. You say, all right, God, you gave me this talent, help me deliver it. And then you submit into that deliverance. Submit to God for him to give you your deliverance, rather. You have the self-belief, you have the confidence because of what you've been through. That's what people miss. That's the difference between cocky, arrogant, and confident. Confidence comes from the L's that you make it through to get to the other side, right? That's why my channel is called Thoughts of a Predicate Winner. First of all, it's a play off of, the Tony Yayo Thoughts of a Predicate Felon album, because that used to be one of my favorite albums growing up. But after all the L's that I took and came out on the other side, I have learned how to become a winner. All glory be to Jesus. And when I figured out how to become a winner, that's where the channel name comes from. It's like a flip off of my love for hip hop back in my days, and the new version of me, and trying to kind of collide the two. You know what I'm saying? Mecca is the whole package. This is absolutely fire. All right, man, let's get into it. I've been blabbering a lot.
winning, probably the envy of all women. Spitting the raw venom, but bars that ignore prison. You profound with pro sound, part of the LGBT community. Do you go by any pronouns?
She, her, but that's just for convenience. What I mean is that how I really feel is far beyond human experience. But while I'm in this skin, what an honor to represent for those often shoved to the side because of stigma marginalized. I never.
I like the way that she put that, honestly. I do. Because I don't listen. This is just me, right? I told you guys I'm a Christian, right? So I have my beliefs, you know what I mean? But I'm also very in tune with just reality. And I believe that my goal as a Christian should be to be as like Christ as possible. So showing love, showing gratitude, showing kindness, forgiveness, showing the fruits of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, self-control. None of that means not gashing, but none of that is a showcase of getting out here and just trashing people that you don't get along with or that you don't have the same beliefs as, right? So that's my stance, right? It's just like, I love you all the same. This doesn't matter to me as long as you're not trying to throw it in my face and put it on my kids. And the way that she just put that was very much like she, her, it's just for convenience. And she is a she, right? So she, her, that's mainly just for convenience. And she's giving off the twang like I really don't even like much. Like my experiences, like what I've been through, how you perceive me doesn't matter to me. And I can dig that. I salute it. I respect it. I think that that's hard.
I'm in this skin, what an honor to represent for those often shoved to the side because of stigma marginalized. I never planned to be an activist or fight for a cause, deliver speeches, cheese for cameras to the sound of applause. But
I never wanted to be an activist. That wasn't my plans, fighting for a cause. But you find yourself, and I can understand this, you find yourself being a voice, whether willing or unwillingly, for a group of people that's been hated for years and years and years, completely misunderstood for years and years and years. So I can appreciate that. You know what I mean? You kind of got thrown into the mix and you've had to become a voice. But going back to what she said a minute ago, you have to have that lived experience to even understand it. I get that. Like, that's not my lived experience. I don't understand it. So who am I to say you're wrong in something? You know what I mean? It's just, not really my the things that I've done in my life. I don't believe that I'm at any place to be able to call somebody else wrong or sinful for theirs. This is just keeping it real with you. I believe that the Bible is 100% true and 100% real, but I also don't believe that it's my job. It's my job to be as Christ-like as possible, to tell people my testimony and to try to bring people closer to Christ. I don't believe it's my job to go around telling people that they're living wrong. I don't believe that that's what we're supposed to be doing.
If I walk into the room and make a bigot eat their words, then let me do it for the he, they, them, she's and hers.
Oh, that was kind of tough though, bro. That was kind of tough.
Represent for those often shoved to the side cause a stigma marginalized. I never plan to be an activist or fight for a cause. Deliver speeches, cheese for cameras to the sound of applause. But if I walk into the room and make a bigot eat their words, then let me do it for the he, they, them, she's and hers.
That you expressing your orientation, but here's a question. Why is it we never see no...
That was tough. That was so tough, dog. I can't lie. That was hard.
But if I walk into the room and make a bigot eat their words, then let me do it for the he, they, them, she's and hers.
That you expressing your orientation, but here's a question. Why is it we never see no gay men rapping? I've never seen a gay guy rap in a rap session. Or could there be an unknown setting where this happens?
It's still taboo cause rap...
This is taking a crazy turn, bro. The rapping is still elite, right? But this is taking a crazy turn. And y'all know I'm a Christian, so I feel like y'all threw this at me like on some, let's see what he's got to say about this. I'll keep it real with you guys, man. I like the authenticity and the conversational aspect of this. It's not just exactly what you were thinking it was going to be. They're throwing a curveball here, and I like that they're staying in tune with it, and I like how she's addressing it. I do. I think that this is, I think they're doing a great job. I think they're doing a great job.
Here's a question. Why is it we never see no gay men rapping? I've never seen a gay guy rap in a rap session. Or could there be an unknown setting where this happens?
It's still taboo cause rap rules require facade. Don't really have room to be you outside.
It's still taboo because rap rules require facade. Ill. So ill. Because it's so true. You can apply that to a million other things, not even just the gay thing. You can apply that to a million other things. She's right. There's definitely dudes out here that are rapping that are gay and we just don't know it. Or maybe we think it. You know what I'm saying? It's all taboo. Because if you're rapping, it is required that you put on a front. That's why I like the do-it-yourself independent lane, because they're not required to put on a front. I'm with this, dude. I think that this is dope.
It's still taboo cause rap rules require facade. Don't really have room to be you outside of being hard. But even I know that life goes a little different. Can't keep the door closed forever cause gifted is
if you're talented, you gotta be heard.
Can't keep the door closed forever because gifted is gifted. That's facts. That is so factual. Gift is gift. Talent is talent. If you put the work in, you put the work in. So in terms of rapping ability, hip-hop-ish, nothing but salutes. That's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at with it.
It's but punchlines and verbs, metaphors, similes, rhymes, packaging words. Be inclusive in rap and not create scars, and not limit these gay bars and gay bars.
Cause it's the same bars, governed by the same laws. Judge somebody based on their so-called sin just cause it ain't yours. The game was born cause the need for freedom to speak, and it's still...
I that's why I said what I said, how I said it, right there. Who am I? I was a decade ago, well, 12 years ago, I was on heroin. I was on amphetamines. I was out of here, bro. Doing worse things to people than she's probably ever thought about doing to anybody. So she's right. You want to talk about somebody's sin just because it isn't yours. As Christians, we need to heed those words. We need to say, you know what? Yeah, you're right, because I do still sin. So what I need to do in my approach is I need to approach it like this. I need to say, hey, this is what I believe. I believe that this is the truth. I believe that this is right. And here's what it redeemed me of. Not here's what it can redeem you of. Here's what it redeemed me of. I love Jesus. Jesus is my everything. I give all the glory to Jesus. Jesus saved me from my sin. So even now, when I sin, as I sin, Jesus took that penalty for me. He can do the same thing for you. This was my lifestyle. Drugs, lies, manipulation, street life. This is who I am today. Husband, father, church culture even. Like I'm a totally different human being. 360-degree difference. So that's my job as a Christian, not to say you better find Jesus because of your lifestyle. That's not what we're supposed to do. I know that because I really have Jesus in my heart, and the Holy Spirit never pushes me in that direction. Actually, the Holy Spirit makes me feel sick to my stomach when I see other people move in that direction. Shout out to Zulu. Very, very good point. Very good point. All right, let's go.
Called sin just cause it ain't yours. The game was born cause the need for freedom to speak, and it still belongs to the people.
Thank you for coming through.
The game was created so that you could have the ability to say what you need to say, the underdog story. I'm with her 100%. I'm with her 100%. This is special. This is actually really dope, man. Like, it's really dope. It's just dope wordsmithmanship, dope lyricism, a stance that's like, you can't even really argue with it if you take it at its value. I like this. I don't got nothing bad to say about it. Really.
You resemble a true writer, actor, fashionista, MC, and overall entertainer. Greater was no brainer. We keeping you in our radar. This is the TSWYZA show. Catch more flows later.
It's the illest.
Thank you for coming through, man.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it, yeah?
Mecca.
Wish you the best of luck. Zulu Mecca.
That was ill. Zulu was ill. The TSWYZA show is literally awesome. That's amazing. Like, cause you have like, this is the dopest thing about it. And this is what I'm telling myself as I'm going through it. It's like, all right, in America, you might have had somebody come up there and you ask them questions about this, right? All right, follow me here. You ask, like, let's say the Zulu went to Shade 45 and talked to Sway. Sway might ask questions about the same type of questions. Have her answer all of these questions. And people in the comments are going to do what they do in the comments and be like, oh, this is wrong and that's not the right way to live. And like she said, judging her sin because they don't want to acknowledge their own sin. And then she would have rapped for the freestyle, and a different group of people would have said, this is crazy. This is dope. Shout out to Zulu. Right? It would have been two separate entities. With the TSWYZA show, all of that is one. All of that is one. And that's something I appreciate, I love, and I admire, and I respect just as a fan of hip hop, right? Now, I don't condone, I can't. Y'all have to understand that. I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus. I believe that, and if you want me to get real deep into the conversation of what I really think, I do believe that people, the Christians prior have always said like they can't be born that way. I don't know if you're born anyway technically, but I don't think that it's something that they control. I think that it just is. But if you want me to keep it a buck with you, I think that in the same way, like, you know, people that aren't married shouldn't have premarital sex. I just think it's the same thing. Like, just don't act upon it and you're not living in your sin. So these people can still be Christian and they can still follow Jesus just like everybody else in the world, because we all have our sin. So there's a lot, there would be a lot to unpack there if you wanted me to really get into the depth of my belief system, but none of that. We're talking about art, right? We're talking about rap. It's awesome when we get to interpolate the two, and this gave me a golden opportunity to interpolate the two in a few different spots. However, who am I to say anything, you know? Who am I? So I appreciate this. I thought this was dope, and I think that the art form of it all was really cool, man. This is super different. Not something that I was expecting, not something that I've seen before. Shout out to TSWYZA, shout out to Zulu Mecca, and shout out to you guys. I hope that y'all can understand the perspective that I'm giving you. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.